What gets said throughout that panorama is you've got to be so careful because my God, does this work? The case of with great power comes great responsibility, and that's what influencers have, is great power, and agencies like us can wield great power, but it therefore means that we have to do it responsibly. And I think what that panorama was really showing was that it's not always done responsibly. Now I of course believe that we do it responsibly, and I think the vast majority of people do, but it is on all of us to keep honest. You know, we turn down a significant number of products, as do the influencers, and we have to keep doing that. If we go and see something, you know, regardless of the money they want to pay us to go and advertise it, if we fundamentally don't believe in it, we're not going to do it. And I think it's beholden on everyone involved in this to keep that integrity. I think that's really what it shows, because fundamentally what gets said throughout that panorama is you've got to be so careful because my God, does this work? You know, if you do it in the wrong way, it could be so powerful, it's really damaging. So, you know, it's all of this stuff is showing the power of influencer marketing, and then showing, oh, hang on a sec, because this is so powerful, we've really got to be careful how we use it. I completely agree. You know, we're trying every day to professionalize this industry and to make this more structured, safer for both brands and influencers and the audience and everyone else. And, you know, regulation will come in, and I don't think it will be a bad thing. If it's the right regulation, particularly around it being ethical, then I think that's a positive. This is such a new industry that's grown so quickly with so little understanding of it.
Let's go.
Goodbye, Nas.
Off to Glasgow. We're doing like a 4-part mini-series on YouTube. This is our final shoot, final episode. So it should be good.
Basically, we've come up with this idea of how something will go from macro influencers down to micro influencers and then down to like user-generated content. And I'm trying to visualise how I'm going to put it into the proposal. So it goes from the macro people, which are the people with the big influence that everyone's kind of like interested in talking about, but they're not very like personable because they feel too like distant. Goes down to the micro people, which their audience is very engaged and they're very niche. And then from that, the idea is that people then create their own content because they're influenced by the big people being like, oh my God, I can't believe blah, 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 that's got like 1 million followers has done this. But then also the smaller people, which they kind of know more locally. So yeah, I'm trying to see a way of how I can take this from here into a proposal, make it interesting, make it informative as well.
Finally in Glasgow, we've got 2 massive days coming up. We go into the Celtic training ground. Influencer's going to interview some of the Celtic players, which should be good. Going to meet up with some die-hard fans before the big game on Thursday, and of course go to the game against Valencia. I'm going to try and get as much content as I can for you guys, just so you lot can see what we do on these type of campaigns. Yeah, see you guys later.
Off to Mexico, 2 days in the office, and now back out on the road. Yeah, we'll see you on track, hopefully. See you later. That's not where the elevator is. Cheers, guys. See you later. Oh, yeah.
The really interesting thing is they focus mainly on the negatives and not the positives, but at the same time proving that despite the ethics, everything is working in the influencer field. Yes, they're talking about slimming products, which can ethically not be positive towards mental health. And if we look at the mystery box shenanigans that happened only 4 to 6 weeks ago with Morgs and other YouTubers who are presenting to a younger audience, the attraction of gambling, that's not smart. And I think if you level that up against all the other stuff that companies like ourselves are doing and other people in the industry, there is plenty of other people that are doing such positive stuff towards the influencer market. From the show itself, and great to see that shows like Panorama and other BBC outlets are actually starting to talk about influencer marketing, be it in a negative way to begin with, and I'm sure it will swing positive soon. But overall, it's great to see that influencers are starting to get the recognition across the mainstream media, and I'm sure they will continue to in the next few years.